Do you know who I am?
Today I want to compare Chaos powers, specifically Chaos Control and Chaos Spear, between 3 different games. I got this idea after playing Shadow Generations for a while and seeing how different people come up with different interpretations of these powers. Now first we're going to talk about Chaos Spear. In this game, which is Sonic Skyfall, Chaos Spear is more of a homing shot, and it costs only a little bit of your boost meter. You see that? It's instant, it's quick, and it homes in on enemies. And you barely have to be facing the enemy. I'm almost completely sideways, and I bet it'll still hit one of those. See that? It also has interesting physics interactions. Now, I don't know how they're going to use this in the full game because this is a demo. Wait, not this. There you go. Yeah. Physics interactions. Very interesting stuff. That's about it. I do like how it interacts with different masses, like the big heavy balls moved more slowly, and that cube moved more slowly than these cubes, which are just out of there. This power has a long range. You can fire it pretty rapidly too. I think it's pretty great. That's about it for Sonic Skyfall's Chaos Spear. Now, Chaos Spear in Sonic Omens works with a reticle, as you can see. It has a little charge-up animation, which makes it harder to use when running at high speed. See that? And it uses only a little bit of chaos energy. You can probably get that same amount back just by beating 2 enemies. Another thing, there's this charged version. Hang on, I'm going to get rid of this one first. Now, there's this charged version of Chaos Spear that actually damages more than 1 enemy at a time. It has splash damage to it. You see that? And that charged attack actually does double damage on some bosses, which is really cool. Let's see if the splash damage can reach multiple... Hang on. Ah, it doesn't. They're too far from each other. Oh, it worked there. But yeah, that's Chaos Spear for Sonic Omens. Now, Chaos Spear in Shadow Generations is actually infinite use. Also, it has a multi-lock that we all know called Doom Spear, and it can hit multiple enemies at once that way. Regular Chaos Spear only targets 1 enemy at a time. And again, it only stuns enemies, unfortunately. It's infinite use, but it doesn't actually get anything done. It does get rid of shields though, so that's nice.
Alright.
And that's that for Chaos Spear / Doom Spear. Chaos Control for Sonic Skyfall. It's pretty interesting. It works as kind of a burst. And by that I mean you activate it, it's active for a set amount of time, and then it stops, and then there's a cooldown. And after the cooldown you can use it again. That's pretty much it. But there's a very interesting mechanic about Chaos Control here. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is regular jump height. With Chaos Control, you jump way higher, because not only is time slowed down, so is gravity. So it's really cool, really good for not only getting a fast time, but traversal too. Let's take a look at this. I'm just flying. And that's pretty much it for this chaos control. Oh, it slows down your oxygen usage underwater. Shadow can already hold his breath longer than Sonic, so they can make some really interesting underwater sections for Shadow. I look forward to seeing what they do with that. Now, chaos control in Sonic Omens is a time slow, just like in Sonic Skyfall. So the speed of everything is cut in half. Or actually way slower than half. That's interesting. And it works off the same gauge that Chaos Sphere does, and all the other Chaos powers. And it gets restored by beating enemies, just like that. Unfortunately, you can't regain energy while Chaos Control is active. But you can turn it off and on at will, which I think is really nice for flexibility. And that's that for Chaos Control in Sonic Omens. Now, Chaos Control in Shadow Generations is pretty interesting. Let's take a look. Now, it slows down time for about 5 seconds, and things that are normally hazards don't damage you anymore. It takes about 5 enemies to refill the gauge, or these capsules. You see that? Everything is slow, but not stopped completely, but you're still invincible. If I were to touch those normally, I'd get damaged. One more thing to note. The gauge, when it's not completely full yet, you still can't use the power. So you have to fill it completely, which means, again, one of these capsules or 5 enemies. Now, oh, while Chaos Control is active, hang on, let's do this again. So you see the gauge is full, I activate Chaos Control, I touch this, and there we go. We're allowed to regain Chaos energy while Chaos Control is active, which is something that I can't say for the other 2 games. It's really nice. Oh, the timer's stopped. Even though everything is slowed down, the timer is stopped completely. I don't know if that's a bug or not. And that's it for these powers. Let me know what you like best. I'm kind of torn for myself, but I think I like the Sonic Skyfall versions of the powers best. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves.